those first few minutes, maybe even just seconds right after you open your eyes, they can genuinely shape your entire day. There's that great quote from Charles Spurgeon: begin as you mean to go on. And today, we're not just talking about getting started, we're really doing a deep dive into how you can craft, how you can design your ideal morning. Yeah, this whole deep dive is focused on cultivating, well, a joyful, energetic, really positive start. Our mission here is to unlock the potential hiding in your mornings. We'll unpack all sorts of strategies, things like tiny tweaks to your environment, specific mental exercises, even down to the food you choose. We've gathered insights from, well, a whole range of people: wellness experts, psychologists, nutritionists, personal development coaches, mindfulness guides, to give you this really comprehensive, maybe even surprising look at what actually makes mornings work for you, for your best self. We actually got a really thoughtful question from a listener, Julie. She noticed how strongly those first few minutes seem to, set the tone for her whole day. And that rings true, doesn't it? There's some fascinating research suggesting that if you start off feeling joyful, you're actually more likely to notice things that keep that good feeling going, like a positive loop.
Exactly. And what's really captivating there is how our emotions can kick off these upward spirals towards well-being, or the flip side, downward ones towards feeling low. It genuinely sets a tone. It's like a Kickstarter for how you experience the rest of the day.
Right.
It really shapes your perception. More than just mood. It's about momentum.
Momentum. I like that. That idea of internal momentum shaping what happens next. That feels incredibly powerful. So, okay, if we want to nudge that momentum towards joy, where do we start? Our sources suggest maybe looking at your immediate surroundings, almost before your brain is fully online. Ingrid Fettel-Lee, she's a wellness expert, suggests some really simple but profound environmental shifts, like just put flowers by your bedside.
And it sounds simple, but it's not just about looking nice, is it?
Apparently not.
There's research from Harvard psychologist Nancy Edkoff that actually shows flowers can reduce anxiety and stress. They actively improve morning moods. Lee points out it's that conscious act, putting natural beauty where you first look. It kind of redirects your brain away from just reacting to the day and more towards appreciation, setting a little micro intention for joy.
Ah, okay. A micro intention. That's subtle, but yeah, I can see how that's powerful. And building on that visual side, Lee also suggests adding some color to your bedroom. One source mentioned a bright yellow bench.
Yeah.
Said it felt like a real source of energy on gloomy days, almost pulled them out of bed. So these aren't just decorating ideas then.
No, absolutely not. When you connect it to the bigger picture, these cues, they're subtle. Yeah, but they really can impact our subconscious. They prime us for positivity before we're even fully, engaged with the day. It's like curating a welcoming, sort of invigorating visual landscape for your mind as it wakes up. A little silent promise of good things.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting, though, talking about the morning environment. Because the research seems to present a bit of a paradox, doesn't it? For sleep versus waking up.
You mean the light?
Exactly. Let the light in. We hear that. But we also know sleeping in a really dark room is better for sleep quality. So how do you manage that? Waking up gently. Our sources had some thoughts on this.
Yeah, that's a really crucial balance to find. Darkness for sleep, absolutely vital. But Dr. Frank Lipman's research really highlights how morning light acts as, he calls it, nature's alarm clock.
Nature's alarm clock.
And a daily full-body reset. He explains that getting some early morning sun helps regulate your circadian rhythms. It basically syncs up your body's internal clock, which leads to better mood, more alertness, mental clarity.
Okay, so how do we get both? The dark sleep and the gentle light wake up.
Well, there are solutions. Things like drapes that filter light, maybe, but don't completely black it out. Or using one of those dawn simulator alarm clocks. They gradually brighten the room. That way you get the benefits without really messing up your sleep quality.
Right. Makes sense. So, okay, environment set. We're easing awake with some gentle light. How do we physically fuel this high energy day we're aiming for? Moving your body first thing comes up a lot. Anna McRae suggests even just 15-20 minutes of yoga. In your pajamas, even. Or finding some other movement that actually appeals to you. But, for someone who's really not a morning person, does forcing this kind of thing backfire sometimes?
That's a really important point, and it definitely touches on that start small advice we'll get to. The benefits are clear, sure, but the approach has got to feel right for you. What's fascinating, though, is how just getting some morning sun exposure, maybe just a walk outside, really powers up your body's vitamin D production, which is so vital for bones, immune function, protecting against disease.
So tying movement and light together.
Exactly. And Dr. Lippman also notes it boosts cardiovascular health, can lower blood pressure, strengthens immunity by helping white blood cells, helps balance hormones like cortisol and melatonin, even supports digestion and gut health. It's pretty
Huh.
amazing.
Wow. Is there an ideal time for this sunshine exposure?
Yeah, the sunshine sweet spot, they call it. Usually somewhere between about 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. And you don't need hours. Maybe 10 to 30 minutes can be really beneficial.
Okay, 10 to 30 minutes. That feels achievable. And beyond movement, obviously, what we eat first thing, that's got to be crucial for keeping energy levels up all day.
Absolutely.
Our nutritionist sources really emphasize specific foods for all-day fuel. Let's see, berries for antioxidants, oatmeal for complex carbs, and that mood booster tryptophan.
Good stuff.
Beets for nitrates, helps blood flow. Avocado for healthy fats, B vitamins. Eggs, B2, helps convert food into fuel. Greek yogurt for that quick and steady energy release.
Yeah, good mix there.
And then some others maybe people don't think about as much. Coconut healthy fats, helps blood sugar stability. Papaya for natural sugars, digestion. Sourdoughy vitamins from the fermentation. Almond butter for magnesium, which is key for energy. And sweet potatoes fiber, complex carbs, alertness. That's quite a power list.
It is. And what this all really points to is the critical role of keeping your blood sugar stable.
Right. Avoid the roller coaster.
Exactly. Because dysglycemia, basically, when your blood sugar is all over the place, that can seriously mess with your mood and energy, leads to that mid-morning slump or the feeling you need a nap mid-afternoon.
The crash and nap situation. Yeah, I know that one.
So eating a balanced breakfast, something with protein, fat, and complex carbs, not just, say, plain pancakes, that's really key to avoiding the crash. Although, it's worth noting, some people find approaches like intermittent fasting actually give them more sustained energy by extending that overnight fast.
Oh, interesting. So it's not one size fits all.
Definitely not. It really highlights that finding what truly fuels your specific body best is, well, paramount. Experimentation is key.
Makes total sense. Okay, so environment optimized, body fueled. What about nurturing our minds? How do we do that first thing? Ingrid Fattel-Lee has some lovely ideas here too, like read a poem first thing as an alternative to just, grabbing your phone and scrolling endlessly. Spark some creativity instead.
A deliberate shift.
Or if you're moving around, maybe listen to a book during your routine. Breaks the monotony, makes chores more engaging. And the classic, pick me up. Make a morning playlist with upbeat songs. There's actual research showing music improves mood, right? This isn't just wishful thinking.
No, not at all. And these practices, they're fascinating because they're all about intentionally shifting your focus, moving away from external distractions, all the noise, and turning towards internal reflection or positive sensory input. It's like a deliberate act of mental hygiene, setting a calmer, more intentional tone before the day's demands really kick in.
Mental hygiene, I like that. Another really powerful practice that came up is do morning pages. This is from Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. That stream of consciousness writing thing.
Ah, yes, morning pages.
It's not about writing well, apparently. It's just about clearing space in your head, getting anxieties out, finding a bit of flow. I have to admit, some days I think my stream of consciousness would just be like my grocery list and complaining about emails from yesterday.
Possibly,
Yeah.
but that's kind of the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
To get that mental clutter out onto the page so it's not swirling around in your head all morning.
Right. Actively releasing it, decluttering the mental inbox before the day starts. That does feel like it could be incredibly freeing. Anna McRae uses variations too, right? Like starting with gratitude. 3 things you're grateful for, 3 things to look forward to, maybe listing some big life goals, and then focusing on one thing for the day. She calls gratitude non-negotiable. Why is gratitude specifically so impactful?
Well, that's a really key question. Because gratitude, and you see this echoed in places like the St. Jude Wellness Center prompts too, along with positive self-talk. These are incredibly powerful tools for managing your mindset. The Mayo Clinic research explains it well. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring the bad stuff. It's about approaching challenges productively.
Okay.
And it's actually linked to tangible benefits. Increased lifespan, lower rates of depression, better physical health, and just better coping skills when things get stressful.
Wow. So how do we cultivate that if we tend towards negative self-talk?
First step is just noticing it. Identifying those patterns, like maybe filtering, where you only focus on the negatives, or catastrophizing, always expecting the worst. Once you can spot it, then you can practice reframing those thoughts, shifting them towards something more realistic, more constructive, more positive. It's basically about retraining your brain. It takes practice.
Retraining the brain. And affirmations fit in here too, right? We saw sources like no limits, offering examples. I'm enough. I get better every single day. Today's going to be a great day.
Exactly. Those simple statements, repeated consistently, can really start to rewire those neural pathways.
And pairing that with maybe just finding a moment to center your mind through meditation, even just 5 minutes, the sources suggest, can help you tap into that flow state.
hmm The state of being deeply focused, almost effortless.
Ooh, feeling calm, confident for the day ahead.
It all really underscores that cultivating a positive mindset, it's a skill. It's not just a personality trait you either have or don't.
Right. It's something you practice.
Exactly. And it takes consistent practice.
Hmm.
But the payoff is huge. Less self-criticism, more self-acceptance, and honestly, just a much more constructive way to handle the everyday stresses that life throws at you.
Yeah.
It's a real investment in your mental resilience.
Okay, so we've covered environment, body, mind. What about connection? Is that part of the morning masterpiece too? Ingrid Fetal-Lee suggests something simple. Reach out to a friend in the morning. She says it can be grounding, even inspire creative work, harnessing that connection energy early on.
That makes a lot of sense. And it really aligns with that broader advice you often hear.
Right.
Surround yourself with positive, supportive people.
Right.
Because the flip side is also true. Negative influences can unfortunately increase stress. They can pull you away from that positive state you're trying to cultivate. So yeah, your morning doesn't happen in a total bubble. Your social world plays a part too.
That's a great point. And as people are thinking about maybe building their own morning ritual, Anna McRae's advice seems crucial. Start small.
Yes.
You know, if hitting the weights at 5 a.m. just sounds awful, don't force it. Find some way to move your body that actually feels appealing, at least until the habit starts to stick. And also remembering it's okay not to be like bulletproof every single day. The goal isn't perfection, right? It's just consistent effort.
Oh, absolutely. That really emphasizes the huge importance of self-compassion in all this. Changing deeply ingrained thought patterns, building new habits. It takes time. It takes practice.
Yeah.
And if you find yourself slipping back into old ways, the key is just to notice it without judgment. Maybe even, offer yourself a little smile and then just gently redirect your attention back to where you want it to be. It's all about consistency and being kind to yourself through the process, not about achieving flawless execution every single time.
That feels like a much healthier approach. So, okay, we've really journeyed through a lot here. How your environment, how your body's fuel, how your cultivated mindset, even your connections, they all contribute to creating a really powerful start to your day. It seems like how you choose to design those first moments. It's really not just a routine, is it? It's more like a profound ritual.
A ritual.
Mm.
I like that.
Yeah, a ritual that truly influences your entire experience, your energy, your productivity, your happiness, just your overall well-being. So thinking about all these profound benefits we've uncovered, the physiological ones, the psychological ones that come from these small, consistent morning practices, what's maybe one ridiculously small step, as one source put it, that you listening could commit to, just for the next 7 days, say? Something that would start shifting your morning from just routine to something more like a cherished ritual. What stands out to you as maybe the first key to unlocking your morning's hidden potential? What's the one small thing you could try? Those first few minutes, maybe even just seconds right after you open your eyes, they can